Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be showing you guys some insane off-season workout videos from Washington football team quarterback Taylor Heinicke, and after those videos I will talk about the possibility of Taylor Heinicke being the Washington football team's franchise quarterback. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. So we'll go ahead and start out with the workout clips, and then after that we'll talk a little bit about Taylor Heinicke. So let's get into the workout clips.
Move, oh boy, good. Nice and smooth. Ball back, chin down. Oh yeah, that's it.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna.
Ready, set, go. 3, up, move, up, step. Move. Good, up, step. Good, up, good, step, up, good. Boxing, that boy, good, up, move, good, stay with it, move, up, nice.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Trying to keep pocket presence and movement. Ready, set, go. Scoop. That's it. There you go. There you go. Nice. Good. There you go. There you go. Good. There you go. Hit that. Beautiful. It's showtime.
Okay, so those were some workout videos from Taylor Heinicke. You guys saw some minicamp highlights, some drills he did with, footwork and stuff, and some other workout videos. So now let's talk about Taylor Heinicke and what we can expect from him moving forward. And we'll start out with some quick background information. So 28 years old, played his college football at Old Dominion, is about 6'1", 210 pounds. And the Washington football team signed him, I think, December 8th. And the crazy part about it is that they really only signed him to make sure they had an emergency quarterback, because they didn't want the same thing that happened to the Broncos happen to them. So if that thing with the Broncos never happened, where they had to, try out a receiver as their quarterback, who knows if the Washington football team would have ever signed Taylor Heinicke, because Ron Rivera even said that is, the main reason that they brought in Taylor Heinicke. And, Taylor Heinicke's first game was against the Panthers when, it was a must-win game. Not a must-win game, but if the Washington football team won that game, they clinched a playoff spot. And, Haskins was playing awful. They also, Steven Sims had that fumble that was returned for a touchdown by the Panthers. And, Haskins finally got benched, I believe, at the end of the third quarter or at the start of the fourth. And Heinicke really played pretty well, had 137 yards passing, pass rating of 102.3, and 1 touchdown. Had that touchdown to J.D. McKissick. Also had a touchdown called back to Logan Thomas. And the crazy part about it is that I don't even know if he got any snaps with any of the receivers he was throwing to, and he was still able to pull that off. And I believe, obviously, if he would have started that game, we'd have won it. But even if he came in, right after halftime, I also think there was a good chance we, could have won that game. And that was just, when a lot of people, he caught a lot of people's eye during that game, and, it set the stage for, later on in the season, the game against the Bucks, where, he was just absolutely insane in that game. He had the highest grade out of any quarterback this postseason that played against Aaron Rodgers, 92 rating, at least on PFF, sorry. And he had the highest rating, higher than Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Brees. And, take it with a grain of salt. It's PFF, and, Patrick Mahomes just playing under terrible circumstances with, 3 of his offensive linemen out. But it's still impressive nonetheless. If you look at the stats in this game before we go on to what I think Taylor Heinicke will do in the future, he was 26 for 44, had 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception, and he got sacked twice. He also had 6 carries for 46 yards and 1 touchdown. The interception, though, wasn't his fault, and he did this, we almost beat the Bucks, and, it was an 8-point game, but we had a chance at the end of the game to, win the game. We were on a last-second drive, but it didn't work out, and he did all this with out his defense stepping up for him, and his offensive skill players, just not showing up. Like Cam Sims, yes, he had over 100 yards, but he also dropped a pass early on in the game, which would have been a touchdown. There were other players that really hurt us too. A couple other drops, and our run game really didn't get going. I mean, Gibson had 14 carries for 31 yards, but Heinicke was still able to will us, almost to victory. He had a great game, even with his injury, which we will touch on later. He still was able to ball out and was just absolutely insane in that game. But there are, with Heinicke, the only, concerns really about the future with him are his injuries. He's gotten injured in every single game he's appeared in, besides, I do believe, the game against the Panthers. Some of them he's played through, like the one against the, Bucks, where he came back in. But durability is a little bit of a concern because he is a smaller guy. But he did gain 15 pounds of muscle this offseason, so let's see if that helps moving forward. And another thing, we've only seen a game and a half from Taylor Heinicke, so I don't think it's fair to say he's our franchise, quarterback or anything like that. Let's see what he can do in the preseason, in training camp. Let's see if he can, take that spot from Fitzpatrick. I don't necessarily think he will, but it is good for him to sit behind someone like Fitzpatrick, who's been in the league for so long, that can help him develop as well. And I think, having some preseason games is really going to help our whole team, but especially see what our quarterbacks can do. Fitzpatrick, Heinicke, and Kyle Allen will definitely benefit from the preseason, and I'm excited to see what Heinicke can do in the preseason. I do think it will be Fitzpatrick as the starter, but if Heinicke looks really good in the preseason, I do think that Fitzpatrick's leash will be a little bit short, so that if he, starts to struggle during the season, Heinicke might be able to come in and take his spot. I really like Heinicke's game, super quick, super accurate. Just everything he did in that Bucks game. And you can say Devin White was out, and also they didn't really have much film on him, but also you can say with Heinicke, like, he had like a few days of practice with his, offense, and that's it. He didn't throw a pass to Terry McLaurin before the game, and, they still produced, 306 yards passing, and he played pretty well. I think, we'll see. And let me read this quote from right here from Pete Haley. My biggest impression from minicamp is that Taylor Heinicke might not be that one-hit wonder we all thought he was. Fitzpatrick is still the starter as of now, but the guy can play, and it's not just because Tampa Bay had no idea who he was. And I agree with that. Fitzpatrick is probably going to be the starter, but that still doesn't mean that Heinicke can't sit behind him and develop. And who knows what he can do after this season, or even in this during this season, if Fitzpatrick gets hurt or if he starts to struggle. I'm very intrigued by him. We've only seen 1.5 games of him with the Washington football team, and you can kind of take that 2 different ways. Some people might say he's only played 1.5 games, and yes, he did play good in those games, but that doesn't mean he's a great quarterback. And the other people are going to say, you know, he played absolutely amazing in those, you know, both of those games. I want to see him play. I want to see him start. I'm kind of in the middle. I really, really like what he did in both of those games. I mean, he pretty much played 2 perfect games besides, you know, a couple plays. He played really well in both of those games, and I do want to see him play, especially. Can't wait to see, you know, our whole team in the preseason, but especially him. And then, you know, we'll see if he goes in during the season, but he's definitely a potential option down the line for the Washington football team. I definitely think the Washington football team, like Kyle Allen and Taylor Heinicke, as, you know, potential options down the line. We will see, though. The one concern, like I said, though, is the small sample size, but also the durability. Let's hope he puts that behind him and he's able to stay healthy, because that's probably why he's been bouncing around different rosters. And I think Scott Turner, you know, I think he's going to be able to fit in here well moving forward, especially in Scott Turner's system where he's played with before. And, you know, Scott Turner was the only guy at Taylor Heinicke's pro day. So let me know what you guys think about Taylor Heinicke. I'm kind of in the middle. I know there's a lot of you know, Taylor Heinicke truthers and some people that don't really think he's gonna do anything at the, you know, moving forward, but I'm in the middle. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Peace.